This happened to me sometime in 2017, and this was around the time when Studio Ghibli Fest was happening. Me and my boyfriend at the time, we'll call him T for the sake of privacy reasons. Back when I used to date T, he and I used to go to the movies quite a lot. Whatever it be to see a new Disney movie, horror movies, or whatever. We'd always go to the movies. Sometimes we would go with friends, other times it was just me and him. But in 2017, though, we went to see Kiki's Delivery Service that was re-showing in the theater. We saw the Japanese version as we wanted to see the English version, but unfortunately I was busy, so I couldn't really see it that day. It was on a Wednesday, and I believe it was around 7 p.m., and it was around the time during the summer. Now, this was in August, so me and my boyfriend T, we went to the movie theater to see Kiki's Delivery Service. However, we got to a row that we decided to sit up at the far back, as it's a great opportunity to see the movie view from there. We didn't have a problem with it, as we like sitting at the back of the theater. However, though, when I got back with him into the theater, I ended up looking over to see that there was some guy sitting a couple feet away from us. I didn't even know what he was doing or something, so I just ignored him, thinking maybe he might have been maybe some kid trying to get attention. But I was wearing a really nice shirt, so he kind of stared at me a few times. As he kept staring at me for a few times, this was honestly really weird. But then he was staring at T for some reason, and of course T was wearing a cool, nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt, so it was quite obvious maybe he was looking at that. After the show Kiki's Delivery Service had ended, we all exited out of the theater, and we were waiting to get picked up. However, as T and I were waiting to be picked up, this guy, the same one in the theater, just comes walking up to me and him. Obviously, we were at first confused and thought maybe there might have been something wrong, and we asked him, can we help you with anything, sir? He just stared out of the blue, not even unsure, as if no one was watching him. However, I just ended up assuming maybe he was just some creep wanting attention. Then he ended up looking at us and said, "Oh, I enjoyed the movie in the theaters. Do you guys want to go somewhere with me? I'm planning on I could drive you home." This guy obviously seemed very dangerous, so we politely declined his offer and say that our parents were coming to get us and that we would see him later. However, though, this was honestly getting really uncomfortable, as this guy ended up walking back to his van. In clearer view of the van windows, I could see that there was more than one person in there. I didn't even get the license plate number, so I couldn't really call the cops. But as of this, I never told anyone about this incident. I still wonder to this day if this guy was still out there, or do God knows what he's doing. But regardless, I never saw him again, and I never saw that vehicle again either. I still don't know if they were trying to rob us or kidnap me or do God knows what. But regardless, I hope he doesn't ever come back and ever haunt me again. Sometime in late of 2017, me and my friend were going to see the movie called Paddington 2. Well, not really 2017, but shortly after 2017, it was 2018, sometime in early 2018. We were going to see this movie called Paddington 2. My friend, will call her Vanessa. Vanessa was a very nice girl, and she and I have known each other for at least a little while. We were going to this one theater that was located on the north side of my hometown. It was a popular theater, but of course, it was a theater I never really go to. We normally go to theaters every now and then, and we don't really go there very much due to how busy we are with school and etc. However, though, there was this one night we went to the theater that went really weird. Now, when me and Vanessa went in to watch Paddington 2 in the theater, there was this one person who was at the far end of the movie theater. It wasn't really packed, surprisingly. There might have been maybe be just us, which was honestly very surprising. Seeing that this movie was, only been out for the theaters for a month, we assumed that maybe it could have been somewhat going on. Seeing that it might have been a school night due to exams and people going to school as we went on Tuesday, but me and Vanessa didn't have schools and we were all done our exams, so we were able to do this fun activity we wanted to do. As we watched the movie, things seemed to go pretty well. However, it was the last showing of Paddington 2 for the night. As we were packing up and getting ready to go at the credits, I could see that this woman wasn't even following us. "Hey, the movie's over," I called. It's kind of funny that this woman obviously didn't acknowledge me, even though I'm a very loud person at times. I ended up thinking she might have fell asleep at the theater, so we went up there to go see if she was awake. Well, as soon as we ended up tapping her, though, we ended up realizing that I felt a cold hand grabbed onto me. I nearly screamed as Vanessa pried its hand to get it to let go of me. Freaked out as I was, this woman, whatever, began to chase after us in the theater. But by the time we got out of it, though, the woman just ended up sprinting past us and goes onto the parking lot and disappeared out of sight. This was a really weird encounter we've ever seen, as we had no idea why was this woman even grabbing onto my hand or something. But as of now, this has honestly got me and Vanessa confused as to why this woman was the only one in the theater. She could have been maybe just mentally ill or something for all we know. Hell, I haven't really had any clue. Still to this day, though, I still wonder what this woman was doing and what her plans were. But I really don't know. I really don't know if she's still out there today or if this woman got help. But regardless, I never went to that theater really much again after that. This happened many years ago, sometime I guess in 2014. My mom and I went to this a theater place, not really a theater, but a drive-in theater, and we happened to go be seeing This Is Where I Leave You and Dolphin Tale 2. I was with my brother, and I was also with my friends. Now, at the time of the story, I'm gonna leave my friends as anonymous, for obvious reasons. But one of these times, honestly, were the scariest moments. I only went to the theater once, and this kind of theater once. We were going to see these two movies that were playing in the drive-in, so my mom went in to go get some snacks as we were in the car. However, my mom only told me this about a few days ago. However, as she was getting her snacks, there was this odd man just staring at her. She obviously didn't really know what this man was doing, so she tried to ignore him. But he somehow walked away. Unsure of what he was doing, she looked over to see the guy get back in what seemed to be his car and drove away. It's not really the type of story to make you jump out of your pants, but it's definitely a story that has got her scratching her head for a while. She has no idea who this man was or why he was there, but regardless, he's never went back to the theater since then.